Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Cancer November 2019 horoscope part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as November goes, Mars will be in Libra from the 1st until the 19th. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Situations with family members, people you're close to home with, even the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, may be more contentious and acrimonious than usual. There could be a lot of energy. So there could be arguments over what's fair, what's equitable, about justice. There might be some litigation in some cases over home-related matters. And it could be litigation against family members in some isolated cases. It could be a lot of energy and vitality into Libra things around the home, such as artistic things. It could be home decorating and design, sculpting, drawing, painting, anything that could be art related. And also, too, there could be a lot of passive-aggressive energy in terms of disputes with people you're close to home with at this time, and home family members, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, may also be at this time. If you're unattached Cancer, you may connect with a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies those traits. It might be someone you might be feel really close to home with. It could also be somebody that might be there for you at that latter or end part of life if you're not currently there right now. And also a lot of energy perhaps put into expressing like these Libra qualities you may have at the core, such as being diplomatic and peace-loving, tactful, being sociable, being charming, anything that could be Libra-related, being able to reconcile issues. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, as far as November goes, Mars will be in Scorpio from the 19th until the 30th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, the situation with children and lovers may be more contentious and acrimonious than usual. There might be arguments connected with jealousy and a lot of vengeful anger in these matters. So just really be careful at this time, Cancer. And this could be a time too where, as well, I mean, you might be a lot of energy and vitality put into Scorpio related things of amusement and enjoyment, such as astrology, supernatural, the occult. Could be just watching horror movies, locksmithing, getting to the bottom of things. It could be investigating. It could be just going around your neighborhood, looking for items with a metal detector. Anything that could be a Scorpio related, or even transformation, such as rebuilding vehicles. Now, at this time as well, if you're unattached this time, Cancer, you may connect with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio characteristics. And it could be somebody that it could be for a sexual liaison, it might be for a superficial connection, or it could be an enduring love romantic situation. Also, speaking of energy, this could also be something where a lot of energy might be put into Scorpio related sports, such as extreme sports. I would use that as a good example. So anyway, people, well, the next thing up is, well, Jupiter will still be in Sagittarius, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. As I've stated previously, Jupiter can be rather paradoxical. It could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but also have a proclivity to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this can enlarge and expand Sagittarius, a health-related issue, such as something with the sciatic nerve, the thighs, or the liver in some cases, but could also expand and enlarge a foolhardy, over-optimistic, reckless, self-righteous, over-enthusiastic behavior with people in your daily routine. It could be people at your place of employment, an aunt or an uncle, or maybe even your dealings with them. So anyway, Now, this could also be very fortuitous for really doing something Sagittarius like as far as employment goes, such as the law, something with sports, translation, publishing, advertising, doing something travel related, exploration, anything that could be Sagittarius related at this time. And also it could be very auspicious for incorporating jocularity, joviality, humor, expansive energy into the daily routine at this time. And also at this time as well, this could be about putting a lot of philanthropic energy into some kind of service related matter as well, and also just being very lucky, and just by being the incorrigible optimist in work related matters, and matters dealings with your aunt, with an uncle, and as far as your health, just by being very positive at this time. And say if you started some kind of workout regime where you're working out vigorously, positive power of positive thinking can be very beneficial in order for you attaining some kind of goals as far as that would go. So anyway, next thing up, well, Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you might find yourself, Cancer, dealing with some restrictions and limitations in relationships, partnership issues, situations with a significant other. It could also be at this time where you might be taking care of a sickly or debilitated significant other or grandmother, or someone you're in a business partnership with. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. It could also be a time too where you might be engaged in some kind of business or political competition at this time as well. That's another way that this could manifest and pan out. And older people might be figuring more prominently in terms of your relationships, or you might even be connecting yourself with somebody that might be older in terms of relationships right now, and also taking serious responsibility in legal matters, dealing with open adversaries, even an older person. Sometimes it could be an older Capricorn, could be an open enemy at this time. It could be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Capricorn characteristics, and could also manifest in real serious negotiations at this time as well. So anyway, the next thing up is Uranus will still be in Taurus, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could manifest in a multitude of ways. You might at this time you might be dealing with rather stubborn, unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior with friends, acquaintances, people you may know at some group, club, or organization. This could also be at a time too where as far as goals and aspirations, they might be Uranus related. It could be something connected with aerospace or astronomy, even rocket science, astrology, computers, electronics, innovation. Taurus friendships might figure more prominently in your future, your goals, your aspirations. They might be Taurus, sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus traits. And you might be dealing with unusual behavior too with stepchildren at this time, if applicable. And this could be a time too as well. When you look at this, you might be experiencing some disruptions in terms of your goals, your aspirations at this time, but you might also find yourself really at this time as well, maybe joining some kind of Uranus type, it could be a group, club, or organization, such as something with astrology or some other esoteric subject, astronomy, aerospace, something with computers or electronics. It could just simply be some radio controlled club, like remote, dealing with working with remote control items or what have you, remote control cars and airplanes is what I mean. So anyway. Well, the next thing up is Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, this could be manifested in a multitude of ways. This could be a time where you might be doing some long distance traveling by sea. Guard against fallacious mediums and prophets trying to steer you in some different type philosophy or religion at this time. At this time as well, in-laws and grandchildren might be a little bit more nebulous or unclear, and might even one or more of these people might even succumb to some kind of drug or alcohol use at this time. And sometimes this could also manifest in the dissipation and dissolving of your connections with in-laws, with grandchildren, and even at this time as well, you might find yourself just be guard against fallacious religions, or dealing with, you might be dealing with some deception, duplicity in some religious congregation at this time, or even with foreigners at this time as well. This could also be, in some cases, on a positive note, and might manifest in some Neptune-related publishing. It could be something connected with journeys by doing something with water or chemistry, something associated with the sea, photography, fantasy, fiction, something connected with photography, dancing, poetry, anything that could be Neptune/Pisces related, or even taking a Neptune/Pisces like college education course at this time, such as something with photography, dancing, anesthesiology, poetry, photography, chemistry, anything again that could be Neptune/Pisces related. Hold on a moment, people. Last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. This could be about the actual or literal death of a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to anyway. Actual literal death of a significant other, or a marriage partner, or a grandmother even. This could be about very some kind of intense competition, or something that could be very extreme, like extreme sports. It could be at this time as well. You might find yourself dealing with power struggles with a significant other, a grandmother even, and even dealing with powerful open adversaries and dealing with power control issues. Could be over some legal matter or situation as well. At the same time, on a positive note, in some cases, this can manifest in the obliteration of a legal matter. And a lot of it, of course, could be predicated and dependent on aspects. Could even be the ending of a situation with an open adversary. If this is making a sextile trine to natal Jupiter, it might be very auspicious for those things. But I mean, if you're having a lot of negative aspects, and it's a negative aspect to Saturn, it could be even more difficulties in these matters, and some sorrow and despondency in connection with them. So anyway, and it could be destructive legal matters in some cases. But anyway, people, and also I wanted to say, close out with, when you're talking about Pluto and transiting, you could be looking at issues where you might be expecting infallibility from others, and guard against expecting that from marriage partners, a significant other, someone you're in a business partnership with, or even a grandmother in some cases. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Cancer November 2019 horoscope forecast part 2 of 2. And until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.